Hi, this is Shaheedah Help with Maximum One Realty, getting you over the hill to home ownership. First, I want to thank you for liking and subscribing to my channel, and please leave a comment so I can answer any questions that you may have. And if there are any other topics you want me to cover, please also put that in the comments. I have a lot of things coming up. I'll tell you at the end of this video what other subjects I have coming up. So number one, the website. Tonight we're talking about websites. Websites that you need to be aware of as a first-time home buyer and know how you can use them best. So my first website is bankrate.com. So bankrate.com has great calculators for all types of things like savings and everything else, but they have a great mortgage calculator. So your mortgage calculator, it allows you to put in the price of the house, you can put in your interest rate, and you can put in just all you have to put in: interest rate, your down payment. You put in all that information and it will pop out your anticipated monthly payment. And while I like them over like realtor.com or Zillow, they put in the homeowner's insurance, or at least the estimated homeowner's insurance, and they put in an estimated tax amount as well. Because a lot of the other sites, they'll say, oh, it's going to be $500 a month, but they don't put in what you need to anticipate for homeowners insurance and what you need to anticipate for taxes. So there are generally 5 parts of a mortgage payment. They're going to be the principal payment, the interest payment, the homeowners insurance, because they make you pay that every month generally with your mortgage. And you have taxes that you have to pay. So those 4 things go into it. Plus, if you put less than 20% down, you also have to pay private mortgage insurance, or PMI. So you actually have 5 things that get factored into your payment. So sometimes on sites like Zillow and realtor.com, the payment seems so low because they're not factoring all of those other things. So when you're thinking, when you are trying to, figure out what your monthly payment will be on the house, you want to use a site like bankrate.com, their mortgage calculator. They also have an amortization schedule that tells you for every payment how much is actually going toward paying the house versus interest, and how you're going to pay that house off. You can put, if you're going to put extra payments, you can pay it off early. So you can play with that mortgage calculator. So I love bankrate.com. It's a great site. Okay, number 2 is annualcreditreport.com. Annualcreditreport.com. Again, I'm going to put these in the comment so you'll have easy access to them. But this is the only site that is like the official site that the United States government is like basically authorizing to give you your free credit reports. This is the only site. So it's not Credit Karma. It's not these other websites. This is like the official site, because by law, the 3 credit bureaus, Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion, they have to give you a copy of your credit report every year by law. So they all decided that this one site would be the site that they give you access to that credit report. Now, other sites have, pulled in, give you your credit score, give you your estimated credit score, and all of those types of things. But this is the only official site that gives you your free credit report once a year. So when you are starting out buying your house or thinking about buying a house, this is one of the first things you should do is get a copy of each of your full credit reports. I'll do a whole nother video about how to look at that credit report, but you need to know what is on your Equifax. You need to know what is on your TransUnion, and you need to know what is on your Experian. All the details, like break out the highlighter. You want to see how are they getting to this credit score that they're giving you, that you're pulling up from Credit Karma. That's not that accurate. It's in the range, but it's not accurate. When you go to a lender, it's probably going to be different. So your best thing is to really be knowledgeable about what is exactly on your credit report, what is making your score lower, what's being reported. All of those things you need to be knowledgeable of. So if you do not have a copy of your credit report, if you are going to buy a house in the next 12 months, you should go ahead and get your credit reports, get it today, and have, accurate information about what's in each one. Back in the day when I was buying a house, I had a binder, but I'm really organized. I had a binder and I printed out everything and had it right in front of me. So I knew exactly what the lender was looking at. But you know, they didn't have to tell me what was on my credit report. I was already aware of everything that was on my credit report. Now you may have to pay a little bit extra for the score on these sites, but at the minimum, make sure you have your credit report. Then when it's time for you to see where you need to improve, you have the details in front of you, because you'll know what they're reporting was negative. You have any 30-day late, 60-day late, all of those things. You'll have it in front of you. So go ahead and do that. The other website, and I'm going to give you 3. It's going to be a short video. The other site that I want you to be aware of is USDA.gov. So USDA, a USDA loan, I touched on this in my FHA or conventional loan video, but USDA loans are loans that are backed by the government, just like FHA or similar to FHA, but for rural communities. So communities that are outside of the city limits, kind of farther out, because they want to give people incentives to move to those rural areas to keep the economy going in those areas. So the incentive for you to do a USDA loan is that it is at 100% financing. So you don't need down payment for this. You just need closing costs, because your 2 fees are down payment and closing costs. So if you do a USDA loan, it's 100% finance, and you could get the seller to pay your closing costs, or at least most of your closing costs, or a lot of your closing costs, so you don't have to have so much out of pocket. So I'm going to link, but you have to figure out what areas, depending on where you live, are USDA eligible. So you can put in an address, and then you can see if that would qualify. So if one address would qualify, probably the properties around that area would also qualify. So that's another great website, because there are only 4 loan types. I just want to say this really quick. There's only 4 types of loans that you can get: conventional, FHA, VA, or USDA. You're going to get one of those loan types depending on what you qualify for. It might be your credit, it might be you're a veteran, you might be in a rural area, you might be buying an investment property. Depending on what you're doing or how you're borrowing the money or what your credit score is, you are going to qualify for one of those loans. That's it. Those 4 are your 4 loan types. All right, so that's getting you started. I want you to go to bankrate.com. See, kind of play with it. What you be comfortable with as far as payment. So once you're comfortable with the payment, you can see what the house price equates to. So if you're comfortable with a $900 payment, how much of that is the house? Like, how much would that cost you in house as far as your mortgage amount? Is that a $140,000 house? Is it a $150,000 house? You'll have a better idea of that. So bankrate.com, annualcreditreport.com, and USDA.gov, all of them are in the comments. Start there so you have a good idea of what's on your credit report, the amount of money you're comfortable spending on a mortgage. And then if you are in a rural area, you may not need down payment assistance. If you don't have the down payment, you can get 100% financing with a USDA loan. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. I said I was going to tell you some upcoming videos. Thank you again for subscribing. I'm going to talk about NACA or NACA. I'm going to talk about that because a lot of people are asking me about that. People are asking me, how do you pick a lender? How do you choose the right lender? I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about the things that I'm getting asked the most in the comments. So NACA is definitely coming up. What else did I say? How to choose a lender is coming up. So anything else that you want me to cover on this YouTube channel, videos you want me to come out with, just put it in the comments. I'm keeping a good list. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing, and join me every week for new videos. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.